going to do our sweet snack now, and we are going to, I already melted some margarine and some sugar, and we're going to be putting cinnamon, mace, and nutmeg. So we have our cereals. I put a little wheat, puff wheats, honeycomb, the Crispix, and the Cheerios in it. And I'm just mixing it up. Make sure that they're all mixed together. So I'm going to add some cinnamon. A little nutmeg. Kind of come out clumpy. Didn't really want that much nutmeg, but we're going to make it work. And then I'm not going to do this with the mace because I don't want a lot of mace. I'm just going to use a couple of pinches of mace in there. Then we're just going to toss it. So now we're going to pour the sugar and margarine syrup on it. I'm just going to try and go all the way around it. Almost looks like a syrup. And then we're just going to scrape everything out. And then we're going to start mixing it in. Do it this way. And then press the on pause. We're just going to add some cranberries or raisins. And some mixed nuts. Because I made so much, I'm adding a lot more. Pause it. Now we're going to put our chocolate chips. This is so not vegan, but it is vegetarian. And I wasn't going to bake them the last time, but the last time I made this, it tended not to bake them, but I think it turned out so much better with them baked. So we're just going to stir all of that in. We had to transfer it into something bigger because I could not mix it. And I'm going to see if I can bake this just like this. I don't know if it's going to work. I may have to still put it in something smaller. Just trying to see if my ratio looks pretty decent. Might have to add some more chocolate chips. And then I'm just going to add some more margarine. Because it just didn't look like it had enough with some cinnamon and spices in it. The children tasted it. They said it was sweet enough, so I'm not adding any more sugar. And then we're just going to toss this in there. And then I'm going to just try and just put this straight in the oven like this. And just bake it at a lower temp. And see if it works. Because we just want it a little toasty. So, and we're just going to pour it, put it in here. I would usually pour it in, but because there's so much. I'm just trying to even it out. It said you could, I mean, not to bake it, but I like to bake mine because it makes it a little crunchier. And then it gives that chocolate time to like melt and get mixed in with stuff. So I'm gonna try to still bake this and this one too and see how it works. So I'm just gonna stir this one up. Make sure it's all distributed evenly since I had so much in my pan. I'm gonna take a little bit more out. Then right into the oven. I think I'm gonna have to start this one on the bottom because it's so big, and start this one on the top. But I believe since this oven is so hot, I'm gonna still turn it down a little bit more to 275 because it's probably still at 3 something. And you just want to lightly turn this so as not to disturb the chocolate chips so much. They're still going to be disturbed some, but not a whole lot. We're just going to spread it back out. And the chocolate is going to melt, but once it cools, it's going to be nicely distributed. And all of it. So I did change it out of that one into my other baking pan. I'll show you in a minute. I'll put this one back in. And because I took that one out a couple of minutes early and left this one for a full 15 minutes, I left that one in. I put that one in already. Now I'm just going to taste one of the ones that are hardest to get dried. They're still a little soft, so I want them a little crunchier. So we're going to put it back in the oven. And I have it at 290, and I changed that one to another pan. Still got quite a bit in it, but it should still work. But I think I'm going to bake this one for 20 minutes instead of 15. Well, didn't put the pan in right. Timer is done. Let's see what we got. Looks nice. So we're just going to taste it. has a nice crunch to it. That one also has a nice crunch to it. I'm just gonna like toss it. Check the bottom of this one, make sure it didn't get too burnt in on the bottom. And taste the bottom ones. They feel a little soft, but it's because I have so much in this pan. So I may put this one back in there a little longer. Just to get my crunch I want. I'm gonna leave it in there for another 5-10 minutes. Probably 5, more than likely. And we're still gonna leave it at 290. But I'm going to put it on the top for another 5 minutes. And this one is good. So I'm gonna let it cool a little bit. Set my timer for 5 minutes. And we'll be back. And our timer is off. So we're gonna have a look again at our mix. Got a little darker. And I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're just gonna let it cool a little bit. And then we're gonna find containers to put it in. We'll be back. And we just poured it into a airtight container for storage. And this will not last very long.